Well, the journey's been an interesting one because when I first started this mentoring practice, I was almost exclusively getting phone calls from parents who had high school students concerned about their stress level, concerned about their motivation, social problems and stuff. And somewhere along the way, last 8 years or so, I started getting lots and lots of calls from parents of college students. And in the last 3 years, and I've been in practice for 25 years now, it's gotten to the point where half of the inquiries I get from people are either older college students or people who are out of college in their 20s, and they're really struggling. They're struggling with having confidence in the decisions that they're making about the career path that they're on. They're struggling with this imposter syndrome, believing, am I really good enough to be able to have this particular position? They're struggling when they get out in the workforce and all of a sudden they're getting performance reviews that are mediocre and they're used to always getting A's and praise, and it's rattling their self-confidence. Some of them, it's really interesting. What's happening is they're getting these, really high-paying jobs out of school, like consulting jobs, bank jobs, whatever. And after a year or two, are saying it's not really what I want to be doing, but it's really hard to give up the money once you start making the money. I get some interesting ones, a lot from guys who watch like Gary Vaynerchuk videos and some of the other popular podcasters and stuff, and they go, I get excited about all these ideas that they're presenting, but it's really hard to implement the ideas. It's hard to be bold enough to like take some of the steps or quit my job or walk away from things that I've been so invested in or whatever. When I get beneath the surface with most of the people I talk to, there's usually something going on in their personal life that's not just professional. It's about relationships. I say probably the most frequent conversations that we're having are about really having the desire to have more mature relationships at this point, like real committed, deep relationships, and yet still stuck in a lifestyle that's more like high school or college with clubs and hooking up and whatever, and it's not forming deep connections. I have people who've been in relationships that they realize are unhealthy and they need to end them, and they really don't know how to do it, and they're making all the mistakes, the classic mistakes that people make. Instead of just ending it, they're hanging on and trying to be friends and stuff. And it's just like beneath the surface of all this stuff, it's really just saying, I'm at this stage of my life where biologically I'm an adult, and yet functionally I don't feel like I have all the pieces inside in place that I can just feel like I'm autonomous, like I'm confident, secure in myself to be standing in the space I'm in, doing what I'm doing, making the decisions that I need to make. And they need help with it. It's so easy in a way to get cliche advice from people. It's so easy for someone to say, well, go talk to your boss or just go talk to your friend. It's much harder to find somebody who can actually tell you, here's what you should say to your boss, or here's what to say to your friend, or here's how to react if the person reacts this particular way to it. And that's the stuff that I do. And it's not just functional advice, it's also really helping people to come to understand things about themselves that they never really appreciated before, or undervalued, or didn't realize were important, that they really need to respect and treat in a way with a sense of deep importance in the decisions that they're making, because otherwise they're going to put themselves in a high stress life that's not a good fit for them. It's interesting because a lot of the people I work with are not only college educated, but came out of that AP curriculum, get the high test scores, get into the most prestigious school. And now they're out in the real world and they're going, I don't get it. Like, I went to this, I got these scores, I got a degree from this school. Like, how come, the doors aren't just opening for me, or life is not as easy as everybody promised it would be? It's been fascinating working with this group. And I put together What Now, What Next because I wanted to make something that was more accessible for people who just want to like dip their toes, so to speak, come in for a couple of hours, sit in the room, maybe not even speak at all, just kind of listen to what other people are talking about and hear the feedback that I can give them. But it's also, an open door for people who decide I'd really like to have you as somebody I can text, as somebody I can reach out to and guide me through this period of time in my life for 3 or 6 months as I'm making this transition and stuff. So focusing right now primarily on the New York market because I'm there every month, and also San Francisco, which is near where I live. And trying to price this in a way that is pretty comparable to going out for a weekend. I pretty much figure that if you don't want to invest as much as you invest in drinks and meals in New York in a weekend going out, then you're probably not the right person for this. But I'm definitely deeply discounting it off of what I charge. Want to really make this that's something that people can step into and walk away going like that was 2 hours really really well spent, and looking forward to the next one. So I hope people check out the website. I hope people sign up, and we'll look forward to meeting them soon.